Good evening everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can tell, I'm not exactly at home. I'm at the airport, if you can't tell from my background. I'm headed off to Fan Expo Canada in Toronto, and Mr. Corporal will be joining me later in the weekend just because he needs a little bit of time to go to work. So I am soloing my flight today, and I'm also soloing day one. Wow, I feel really weird recording in public, but I do it for the content, I guess, right? So preparing for this event was not too bad. I had Any Revo in Vancouver, which is my local con, about 2 weeks ago. So what I did was I just topped off my inventory and then just kind of left it there. So whatever's in my luggage is in my luggage. And then how I split up luggage was I brought enough for day one, and then Mr. Korgel will be bringing the rest of my inventory for the rest of the weekend. So right now, it is 10 p.m. and it is a red-eye flight, and I do land in Toronto at 7 a.m. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna land, I'm gonna head straight to the convention center, and then I'm gonna set up. I do have a little bit of time to grab a small meal, so I'm probably gonna grab lunch and then probably shower too and freshen up. I'm feeling a little bit tired because I tried to jam-pack my day as much as possible today so I could be tired for the flight, and I made sure to charge all my electronics. So hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight because tomorrow's gonna be really hectic. But I'll catch you guys for setup and day one at Fan Expo Canada. Hello Toronto, I found my table. It was like a journey and a half to get out of the airport and to even get here. So I landed around, what time is it right now? I landed around 6:30 and I waited at the carousel for about half an hour for my stuff to come out, and I was gonna Uber. I didn't do any research about Toronto, by the way, so I was gonna Uber, and then I looked at the prices and I was like, I'm not paying $90 for Uber. So I did a quick Google search and I realized that Toronto has an express train that goes from Pearson all the way to downtown. So I was like, why didn't I think of this earlier? So that was $10 Canadian, and I hauled 1, 2, 3 shop luggages, and then my own personal luggage, and then my backpack. So that's about like 150 pounds worth of goods. Thankfully, downtown Toronto kind of has like the skywalk thing, so it was really easy to navigate. Otherwise, I think if it was like any other city and I had to walk on the sidewalk, I would have been dead. And then I got to the hall, and the floor is freaking massive. It took me about 15 minutes to find my table, and plus, I don't know why Fan Expo doesn't number their tables, but they don't number their tables, so it's kind of a guessing game, but thankfully they numbered the end caps, so I had to refer to the map. But yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just taking a bit of a break because it was definitely a journey just to get here. But my flight, just to talk about my flight was all right. I was hoping to get a little bit more sleep, but the flight went by really fast, and I ended up taking a bunch of micro naps, so about like 15 to 40 minutes of naps, and then waking up and then going back to nap. But I feel really good. The weather is really nice outside, so I don't feel like weathered down or anything. I feel really good. So I'm gonna do my setup, probably head back to the hotel to take an hour nap maybe, freshen up, and then grab lunch. Hopefully I get to finish setup 10:30, 11. I do have a 6-foot table for this event, so I'm not expecting setup to take very long. 8-foot setups take a little bit longer, but it's been a while since I've done a solo setup, so let's see how I do. So thankfully it's still really early that I can like set up my camera on the table across from my table, but also I get to talk freely. Today is technically 4 to 9, but Fan Expo shows have VIP hours where people buy like a more expensive badge, and it comes with perks, and one of them being that they can enter the exhibition hall earlier. So today's VIP hours is 2 to 4, so I'm gonna be here total 2 to 9 today. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, anyways, I need to set up. I think just because there's no one around, I'm probably just gonna stay mic'd up and maybe talk while I'm setting up. I don't know. Let's try this. I've never done this before. 2 weeks ago when I was at Any Revo, my hand was injured, but thankfully this time around it's healed and I can actually bend it without having to... Hello, good morning. You too, thank you. So I can actually like bend my finger now and work properly. I talked about this in my Any Revo video, but I took a long time to set up. So usually set up between 2 people for an 8-foot setup. Takes about like 40 minutes, but at any rebel took like a million years because both Mr. Corgo and I were injured. So yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. I forgot why. I forgot the point of me bringing that up. Yeah, let's see how the style of vlog goes. Usually I just kind of like do my thing and kind of play some music. But since spending quite a bit of time alone, I thought that I would give talking to myself a go, since I am quite a bit of a chatterbox. But I don't think I'm gonna put all this talking footage in the vlog. Oh, and recently swapped over to these white connectors. I used to have these black connectors, and there is a difference. So these are the default ones that came with my panels. I didn't think much of them until one of my friends lent me like a third-party one, I guess, and these ones fit so much better. And I think the white is gonna look really good with my setting, so yeah. Okay, at this rate, if I just keep talking, I'm gonna take like 3 hours to set up, so maybe this isn't a good idea. Not me already forgetting my setup, oh no. Okay, so I'm doing okay so far. It's only been 15 minutes, but progress is, it's going quite fast. I wanted to start recording because I had some people walk past by and they recognized my booth, which is so sweet. Like, not to like toot my horn or brag or anything, but like, it's pretty cool how far Little Corgo has gone, to the point where like, I'm just chilling and like setting up and people see just the banner, like the butt, right? And then they're like, oh, we've seen you at previous events, or we've seen you on YouTube, or we've seen you on Instagram. It's just like such a surreal experience. But yeah, I'm going to continue setting up. She's looking good, and I'm really liking the new connectors. They are joining the panels a lot faster than my black connectors, which is actually helping quite a bit for setup. Since this is a 6-foot setup, I do have a lot of extra of these like panels. So I'm thinking about making like a little shelving unit in the back, because I have so much different pieces of apparel and there's not that much space behind the table. So I'm gonna try and figure out how I wanna make this shelving unit. So I just realized when I do my solo setup, I should be building this on the ground because I still have to put up my overhead banner. If I fully build my setup, it gets quite heavy. All right guys, so right now I have my setup on the ground and I am going to put on the overhead banner. I was gonna initially do the stupid way where the setup is on the table and then I stand on chairs. So I don't know if I wanna do a danger noodle thing and stand on the chairs and then put my banners up, but I think I would much rather not film me doing that. So I just put my banner on top of the panels and then I clip them down. Some people use, what are they called? Binder clips, like the big binder clips. I just have these like random acrylic clips I used to use for signage. And then I just clip her down, just like that. Now, okay, the scary part. I tried lifting it earlier, it wasn't too heavy. We'll see how I feel about it in like a couple seconds here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yay, looking good. So I was talking about this earlier, but I made shelves. 1 tier here, 1 tier here, and you got the table, and then you got like a little pocket over there. And then same thing on the other side. Like I was saying, it is quite narrow here. I would say like maybe a good, I don't know, 3, 4 feet in the back. And then we have our under table space, which I'm gonna put like luggages down there. But I was quite motivated to make these shelves just because there's not that much space back here. I've been quite spoiled in my past events where I have like a large backside, but this event is typically what you would get in a regular artist alley, I guess. Since we don't have that much space to like fold clothes and throw my apparel everywhere, I decided to make shelves. Hopefully that'll help us organize it. I am going to build the sticker displays right here. I think after I'm done building the sticker displays, I might hang up the apparel and then call it a day, or like call it a break, I guess. Because I do want to eat and I do want to take a nap. So, but I'm moving really fast. It's only 9:30, so. All right, so right now I am just currently populating my stickers. This takes a lot more work than you realize. I think it's just because I'm quite meticulous with how I want things to be. I don't think anyone notices, but when I organize these stickers, I actually organize them by like theme. So I have like an anime section, and I have like a meme section, and then I have a section where all the designs are like tan, tricolor, and merle. I don't know if anyone actually realizes that I do that, but it just kind of helps with like organization, and also just makes things look a little bit more cohesive. And if there's like a certain design that people are looking for, they like, let's say they're looking for an anime sticker, or like they're looking for like, I don't know, Gojo Corgi, they would probably see like the Naruto Corgi or Akatsuki Corgi, and then go on from there. But I don't know if anyone actually like thinks that deeply about stickers, or like when they're browsing. And honestly, like I say this a lot in my videos, but these environments are super overstimulating, so I don't get upset when people miss my signage, or when they ask a lot of questions. Even though it may seem obvious to me, it might not seem obvious to like the average consumer or like the average person, if that makes sense. If you've been to like any of these artist alleys or like these exhibition halls, you know they're massive. They're super overstimulating. There's just so much to look at. So can you blame people for missing signage and whatnot? I don't think so. I think that's quite unfair. But just going to continue my populating. That was my little rant of a rant? My thoughts? I don't know. Unsolicited thoughts, I guess. But yeah, that's those are my unsolicited thoughts of the day, I guess. All right, so here is how the table is looking so far. So right now it's 10:30. I'm pretty much done. I just need to hang up my little apparel pieces. So I gotta hang up the apparel. I'm gonna put the stickers in the back because obviously I don't want anyone to steal them. More apparel here. I have my corgos up here, but this entire area might look a little bit crowded because we have my reversible bucket hats here, and then we have my baseball hats. I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of having this here, I'm going to build a side wall. I'm kind of tired right now, and I don't really want to do that right now, so I think I might do that when Mr. Corgo comes tomorrow. So we'll take these two panels out, put them here, and then put the regular panels there. Just so that way I can move this over here, or move the stickers over, and then have the Corgos right over here. I am genuinely worried about like that area being too crowded while this area is kind of like bare. Like as you can see, it's quite heavy on this side right here. We'll see. It is at the bottom of the setup, so it is a little bit difficult to get to, but I think it might be a worthwhile change to do. And that way, not only can I move this over here, but I can also bring my glass cups as well. So I actually didn't bring my glass cups for this event because I didn't think I have space. But now that I'm looking at my 6-foot setup, I could definitely utilize the space a lot better. I'm probably going to come back maybe around 1:30. I'm starting to feel quite tired because I didn't get a full proper rest. I just got a bunch of micro naps on the plane. So to the hotel we go. Woo! See you in like 2-3 hours. Oh my gosh, guys. I just woke up like half an hour ago. I overslept. I was planning on waking up at 1 and then grabbing lunch and then coming to the con, but right now it's kind of 2:30 and I still need to finish setting up. So thankfully right now is the VIP hours, and usually it's just a lot of people walking around browsing. The floor is very big, so there's a lot to look at. I'm just gonna quickly set up because I am quite behind and I don't like feeling like this way. But that sleep was really good. I really needed it. I slept through my alarm. And I got myself a little smoothie. Okay, the table's all set up. I really don't like having to rush to an event. It never feels good. I always like to finish early and like do my rounds, and also like just to relax. It's an hour in. This floor is massive. Like this is just like a portion of like the floor. I'm really curious to see how this show is because this is my first time in Toronto. It's also my first time doing a 4-day show. So I'm curious to see how like Thursdays do, you know? All right, she's looking actually not that chaotic. So I have my hats up here. So I built these little shelves. Like I showed earlier, it's quite tight here. But I built these shelves and I have my hats here and then I have my crew necks. This panel right here is actually not that sturdy. So I was gonna put my crew necks there, but I think I need to add like another joint or something to make it more sturdy. So that's why the crew necks are there. Got my little smoothie, and then It's a bit of a reach. I think I need to organize this just a little bit better. Like those are like all on my keychains, my enamel pins, and other accessories. This is the packing station. So we got business cards and multiple different sizes of bags right here. And then I think this is like gonna be the personal area. I try not to put too much in this area because these panels aren't covered. Like these ones are covered, so you can't see through them, but these ones you can. So I have to be careful about what to put there. And then I have my shirts, small amount just because it is just one day. Mr. Corgo will be bringing the rest. Oh no, I lied, no. These are in the luggages down there. But I have a small amount set out for today. And then my decals and stickers. I'm actually really happy with this. So my last 3 events, I've been doing an 8-foot setup. So I am not used to doing a 6-foot setup. It's been a very long time. I think even like last year. Oh my God. I really like this idea of making shelves. I've always thought about making shelves, but I've never gotten to it because I was always low on joints or like these connectors. And then one day I was like, you know what, I've had enough, so I bought more connectors, and then boom, we have shelves now. I just had a slightly embarrassing interaction. So since this is a 6-foot setup, the distance that I can look out of is really small. While I was filming that last little like talking bit, there was a customer just standing there waiting for me, and I didn't realize because he was in my blind spot. But then he was like, oh, don't worry about it, go get your content. So that's kind of funny, but also a little embarrassing. Oops. I am reunited with my friend Simon! Woo!
2 years.
Being a gremlin with my McDonald's. All right, hello everyone. It's time to do a midday check. And when I say midday, there's an hour left of the show. I'm gonna repeat myself. This is my first time doing a 4-day show. I wasn't expecting Thursday to be busy, but it feels like a medium pace / semi-busy Friday, which is insane because it's Thursday. So it makes me really wonder about how Friday and the rest of the weekend will go. But everything has been moving really well. It's really interesting to see the differences of what sells in each region. So I have these t-shirts that didn't sell too well in Montreal and Vancouver, but here they've been selling like hotcakes. So I actually told Mr. Corgo, who's still in Vancouver, so I actually told him to pack a little bit more inventory, which is really nice. It's like a really nice option to have because I definitely underpacked. I only packed enough just for Thursday and a little bit of like overflow, I guess, but I was really not anticipating for things to move as fast as they have been today. Corgo plushies, as always, have been moving really, really well. I did bring my last amount of Corgo plushies to this show, so if I do sell out of the Corgo plushies at the show, knock on wood, then I'm actually out until end of October or early November, so yay for that. I'm actually kind of enjoying the 6-foot setup. It really forces me to utilize my space a little bit better and just to be more efficient with my space, you know? But yeah, the crowd is starting to get a little bit bigger and I think people are ready to buy. So I'm gonna put the camera down and finish the last hour of the show. Day 1 of Fan Expo Canada is over. It's 9 p.m. I'm gonna catch some dinner and get some well-deserved rest tonight. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And Mr. Corgo will be here with me tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. All right, catch you guys tomorrow. Good morning, it is day 2. I just got here, well, I got here a while ago. I'm just currently setting up my table and I went on a couple side quests, like Squishmallow is here, like Neopets is here, so I went on a bit of a side quest. And then in the morning, I picked up Mr. Little Corgo and he dropped off some inventory. I told him to go back to the hotel to take a nap before the show just because he didn't get any sleep on the flight. And so I'll be soloing a little bit longer, but that's okay. Mr. Corgo is finally here. Woo! Yeah! And he brought food and drinks. And I am ready to eat because it's 2 o'clock and I still haven't eaten. And it's freaking kind of packed. I mean, all the tables are kind of blocking me, but it's very packed. Very hot right now. Alright, so Fan Expo Canada has Squishmallow claw machines and your girl won a lobster Squishmallow for free. The claw machines were full of like keychain size ones or like the small ones, but he was the only full-size one and I was like, I'm gonna go for it, and now I have a lobster. Hello, I realized I have not been vlogging all day. The day went by super fast, but we are actually done day 2, so I will do my quote midday check now. It's not really midday, obviously, because we're done. So today was pretty good. Typical Friday behavior, I guess. Everything moved as usual. I'm running out of business cards pretty fast, which is actually kind of like a new thing for me. I think I brought around 300. And I have like this little stash in the rainbow box left over. I forgot it was a 4-day show, so I should have brought more. It didn't feel too busy. It felt quite manageable. It was like a consistent amount of traffic, and I think there's definitely a lot more foot traffic, but just because there's so many things on the floor and there's so many tables and exhibitors, it's very overstimulating, so everyone's just probably walking around checking everything out. But yeah, done day 2, going to grab dinner with some friends and call it a night. And we'll catch you guys for tomorrow for day 3. Hello, good morning. We're on our way to day 3 of Fan Expo. Our hotel is like a 10-minute walk away, but navigating the actual convention center itself was like another 10-15 minutes. This is the other floor. This is like, I actually don't know what's here. I think it's like more exhibitor stuff, and there is a like tattoo alley, which I've never actually seen. I don't know if you can read the purple sign over there, but it says tattoo alley. And people, oh yeah, they actually do tattoos here, which is, oh cool. Maybe I'll check it out. It takes a million years to get to the con center. I think maybe from here there's like another 7-minute walk. CN Tower. This is like the 3rd escalator we go on, and I think there's like another like 4 or 5 more escalators to go. Another escalator, and then there's one more over there, and then we get to the exhibition hall. How are you doing today?
I tire.
Okay. So I do know that VIP hours are open right now, but we're headed off to the Squishmallow part of the floor because there's claw machines and I want to win another Squishmallow. So everyone gets 1 free play. You scan your badge, and it's like a pretty. Oh hi! Well, he's trying to get the big boy right here, and then JJ wants the lobster, and then I don't know what you want, Noisy.
I like the black whale.
The orca whale. Oh yeah, that one's cute too.
It's literally under everything. Okay, we believe. Oh!
I want a jellyfish. And then the worker gave JJ a banana. That's crazy. Okay, now that we're done messing around, I actually need to set up. So we're gonna quickly set up and get ready for the day. All right, we're mostly set up now. I had a follower message me on Instagram to make a really big order, and so I just prepared that. All right, time to do a quick midday check. So today is Saturday, meaning that it's gonna be the most busiest day. So stickers have been moving super well. Apparel has been moving super well. I'm quite low on every single apparel item, which is super exciting. The show has been definitely exceeding my expectations. I also sold out of my bubble tea keychains right over there. But it's been pretty hectic. Like, it's super hard to walk around. I have to like walk through like the exit aisles of like Artist Alley. I grew my Squishmallow collection. I'm not gonna keep all of them. I'm probably gonna give it away or something, or gift it to people. But the claw machines are free, so I've been kind of like going there every time I go on my break. Mr. Corgo and I are having a great time here. There seems to be a lot of corgi owners in Toronto. We've been getting a lot of photos of like everyone's corgis, especially tricolor corgis. There've been a lot of tricolor corgis, and it makes me really happy because with my shop, I try to be as inclusive as possible, just because with corgis, there are so many different types of corgis, whether it comes to like their fur coats. Short corgi lesson, there's 2 types of corgis. There's like the Pembroke and the Cardigan, and there's just like a variation of corgis. And so with my brand, I try my best to be really inclusive. So it makes me really happy when someone has a more rare fur pattern or a less common fur pattern, and they get really happy to see my merch because it's really hard to find like dark corgi merch because typically you see like the brown corgi. So there's been a lot of tricolor sales today, but yeah, it just makes me really happy so that I can be inclusive with my art. But yeah, overall this weekend has been like super chaotic, super hectic. There's a lot of activities to do here, so I've been kind of enjoying my time at the convention, which is really nice actually, because usually most of the time I'm glued to my table, but since this is the biggest convention I've been to so far, there's a lot of activities to do and a lot to see, so I've just been exploring, and Mr. Corgo has been encouraging me to explore, which is really nice. He's really understanding to the circumstance that I'm all like typically glued to my table, so he's encouraging me to go out, which has been really refreshing, really fun. Oftentimes we don't really get to experience the convention because we're selling. Not to complain or anything, but like that is the nature of our job. But it is definitely refreshing to be able to walk around and look at things, especially because my last couple of shows I have been glued to my table. All right, everyone, it's time for another midday check. So right now it's currently 5 o'clock, so there is 2 hours left of the show. Around 4 o'clock, I sent Mr. Corgo out to go get some food, and he got Thai food from Pai, P-A-I, in downtown Toronto. And literally, I kid you not, 5 seconds after he left, I had an hour-long rush. So let's do like a inventory situation, I guess. So these are all the crew necks I have for sand left. So I was storing all of my crew necks in this large 28-inch luggage, and I was just kind of pulling them out whenever and then folding them. But like, I like pulled out all of them for my luggage, and then I'm very low, and there's still Sunday left. And I sold out on a couple of keychains actually, or I'm quite low on a couple. So like the bubble tea I think I talked about earlier, but the running one right here is really low. Yeah, like there's been a lot of tricolor sales. I think I already talked about this. There's been a couple of tricolor sales. So for the sand crew neck, I have a sign that says low stock, and I put it up because I had one of small XL and double XL, but I had a good chunk of medium, so I thought it would just be a good idea to put out the sign instead of having to explain to people what sizes I have left. And literally, I think a minute after I put out the sign, literally everyone was buying crew necks. So I always have imposter syndrome, and I never bring enough crew necks. And I think I really need to learn a lesson, because every single event, I think I always say that I sell out. Which is kind of poor inventory management on my part. So I think moving forward, I need to just bring a little bit more. I am completely out of business cards, and usually I never run out. I think I brought around 300, 400, and I ran out a couple hours ago on Saturday, which is crazy. But also my fault for not bringing enough on a 4-day event. Yeah, so moving forward, I will keep note of that and bring more business cards and more packaging. I don't know why I brought so little this time. I think in my mind I thought it was a 3-day event, and I was packing for like a busy 3-day event. So clearly there is a lack of planning on my part on multiple ends. So everything is just a learning lesson, and the reason why I do these vlogs is to document my process and learn from my mistakes. So yeah, how are you doing? You just came back from food.
It's absolute escalator Armageddon inside this building. The sheer volume of people, so it's kind of hectic, but it's other than that, it's really fun.
Yeah, like every time I go out, like one of the escalators is always broken, and like they have 3 sets of escalators, and usually it's like one way, and then somehow 3 escalators turn into 1 escalator, and it's not fun. It's 7 o'clock, it's the end of the show, but I came back from my walk, and I came back to Mr. Corgo dealing with like a million people at once, and so this is all the crew necks I have left. I did have some in my luggage, but I took it out, and that's all I have. And for the sand one, literally just the display. So there's an entire day left tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do. Even stickers are looking like really empty. Like there's one of that. I sold out on a couple of designs. Look at the stack of stickers. They're so skinny. And then this is my most sold design. Skinny. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Yeah, my goodness. Anyways, end of day 3. One more day tomorrow. Hello everyone, we're back for the last day of Fan Expo Canada. So Sunday is always like the most slow day out of all con days, which is typical. I am quite low on a lot of things. I don't remember if I went through my inventory in my last recording, but I'm quite low on crew necks. I have a couple sold out designs of stickers and some keychains. And today I did a little bit of shopping. The tulip clock. I've been really putting off decorating my house and making it look nice, even though I've been in the same place for a really long time. So when I saw the yellow clock, I knew I had to get it. And then I got a pin from Noisy Wyvern. She is a very good friend of mine, and I realized I don't have any merch from her. She's like in the aisle behind me, and I was like, wait a dang minute, I need to get something from her, so I got a pin. All right, hello everyone. It's currently 2:30 on the last day of Fan Expo Canada. We're just gonna quickly do a midday check. Oh my god, the stickers are looking a little empty actually. Oh, okay. So nice sticker is sold out. The this is fine is sold out, and a lot of the stickers are looking really low. But anyways, Mr. Corgo is back. He got us lunch from a place called Burgers and Fries Forever because I was craving a burger. All right, everyone, it's 5 o'clock, which means the show has ended. They haven't made an announcement yet, but woo, the show is ended. We technically aren't allowed to start packing up until every guest has left the exhibition hall, which might be a while because this hall is freaking massive, but we're probably gonna start cleaning up the back and take our time with cleanup. Mr. Corgo and I usually rush cleanup, but I was warned that there's only one elevator that takes fright, so we're just gonna take our time. We're gonna chill and yeah, relax. Maybe I'll do inventory for fun, walk around and chat to people. I don't know. But yeah, we are done. Yeah, we're done. I don't know. How do you feel?
Oh, I mean, I feel good. Just tired. I mean, it's been like 4 days, so.
So even though it's 5 o'clock, people are technically supposed to be getting out, but there are still shoppers. I'm gonna do one quick round, say hello / bye to everyone. And yeah, can't believe 4 days have passed just like that. My goodness.
Now closed. Please make your way to the nearest exits.
I was literally like just organizing the back and putting inventory, and Mr. Corgo was like already breaking everything down. He's so fast. My goodness. I told him to chill out because the elevator's gonna be clogged anyways, but this man's on a mission. He's on a mission. Look at him go. He's on a mission. I'm slacking. Hello, you reached the end of the video, which means it's time for our end of video yap chat session where I kind of break down my experience a bit more and talk about my thoughts after the fact. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've been home from Fan Expo Canada, and we're now settling back into our home routine. If you haven't noticed, we've been doing a lot of back-to-back cons during the summer, and it feels incredibly refreshing to be at home to be able to work on home projects and other endeavors. So if you haven't noticed, there is a bit of a background change. We're currently just reworking the office, and I will be posting a video about all of the changes I will be doing, so stay tuned for that. However, this video is about Fan Expo Canada, so let's talk. You might notice I'm kind of looking off to the side. I just have a couple of notes that I've written down. Fan Expo Canada, which is located in Toronto, is definitely the largest convention I've done to date. This is more of a Comic-Con kind of style. I usually do anime conventions just because I think they're a little bit more accessible to get into, I guess. Luckily for me, I got into Fan Expo Canada this year. It's definitely the largest convention I've done to date. I don't think I truly showcased how large the show was and how large the floor was. On top of that, attendance was quite high, to the point where it was quite difficult to walk around. The reason why I bring this up is because once you have all the factors considered, you kind of realize that table placement really matters, and it will affect your sales and your experience at the show. At smaller to medium shows, attendees already feel quite overstimulated, overwhelmed, and exhausted with all of the things they have to look at. Now imagine at a larger show, this feeling is amplified. I had a lot of attendees during the show share how they were kind of going through the floor during the entire weekend. So some people were splitting the floor up into like quadrants, and then they would explore one quadrant on one day and then another quadrant on another day, which goes to show how large the floor really was. Also to know, at the show there were 2 halls and 2 separate buildings, so there was just a lot to see shopping wise, and this is not even me talking about like the panels and like the activities. So this show was really large and overwhelming. Personally for me, I did try walking across Artist Alley, but it just took a million years because of how crowded it was and just the vast size of the floor. So with all this being said, placement really does matter at these larger shows, and unfortunately that's just the reality of doing larger shows. Fortunately for me, this year I was placed closer to the entrance by an intersection, so I would say I was quite visible and easy to find. I strongly believe my placement at this year's show really affected my performance, my sales, and my experience. This show was quite expensive for me to attend, as I did get my acceptance about a month before the show, which is very last minute. Additionally, Toronto is a more expensive city to visit as it is another major Canadian city, but also I am from the West Coast and Toronto is out east, so it is a lot more expensive for me to fly to. And since Toronto is a major city, hotels hotels and Airbnbs tend to be a bit more expensive. With Fan Expo shows, they do allow for rebooking, which means that you can secure a spot for next year. So what that means is in 2025, I will be back at Fan Expo Canada in Toronto. I look forward to being back for 2025 as I had a lot of fun at this convention, not only tabling, but also just walking around and exploring, as you might have saw through like the claw machines and me walking around, hanging out with other people. I also had a blast meeting a lot of long-term followers and fans in Toronto. I would say I have quite a bit of a following in Toronto. We were quite in and out this time around, so I did fly in literally the first day of the show while Mr. Corgo flew in the next day, and then we left the Monday following the show. So we weren't in Toronto for that long. So next year, I'll be sure to allocate a little bit more time to stay in Toronto. With that being said, I hope you found this vlog interesting or insightful or enjoyable. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this vlog, so please leave a comment below what you thought was interesting. I'm always looking for ways to improve my vlog and my videos, so I would appreciate any feedback. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch my vlog, and big hugs if you've made it this far. I know it's a bit of a longer video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.